Hello all. In this video, I'm going to explain about the secret behind stock selection. So Money Control used to provide the trade setup for the working days of the market from Monday to Friday. So in this video, I'm going to show the comparison between of April 20th and 21st, the trade setup that Money Control used to provide. On April 20th, before opening bell by 8:13 a.m., they have released the trade setup for the day. And there is a section called stocks in news. I'll straight away move into that and let's focus on that. So this is the section stocks in news, and the first stock that they have provided is ACC. And the news about this about ACC is the cement major recorded a 30% year-on-year decline in profit, and the income has been dropped, but the revenue seems to be increased. This is due to the significant fuel cost increase. And let's take a look at the chart patterns of this ACC. So since it is 21st of April, the stock is doing good, but the news came on 20th early morning. As you could see, like on 19th, there was a dip in stock. The bulls were bleeding and the bears took over the market and they were trying to pull down. But on 20th of April, when the news came, there was a severe volume, that is a transaction that supports the stock price, and it beats over the bear market when compared with the yesterday's, that is for the 19th, and we could see that it has overcome it. To confirm that, we have to wait for one more day, that is for today, and you could see that the stock price has went up and it has confirmed that the uptrend is clear. It has picked up its uptrend as the bulls started to fight over the bear market. So even though despite the profit loss, but the revenue seems to have increased. That is because of a valid reason, the fuel cost increase. And if you want to take a look at the fundamentals of stock, you could see that the stock PE ratio is at 24.6, which is reasonable and good, and the ROC is at 19.2%. When we take a look at the pros, the company is almost debt free and it is maintaining a healthy dividend payout. The only reason is they are delivered a poor sales growth of 8% and low return on equity. When taking consider the fundamentals as well as the technical stuff, the stock has started off its uptrend, but the current selection of the chart pattern is on daily basis. I'll just switch over to month and we can see that what it happens now. So when you take a look at closely over here, on March, the stock has given its uptrend signal, whereas on February the bears were the leaders over there. There were no bull involved in that, but on March they had shown the signal. To confirm that, on April the bulls have again taken over the market. So if we also try to see the day-wise list, we can see a cyclic one, but the bulls are ahead over this. So it is a positive signal that ACC would be doing well. So this is with ACC. Let's focus on Larsen & Toubro. So LTI, the IT services company has registered a 4% sequential growth in profit. That has been led by a higher other income, and revenue also grew by 4%. So we can see that they have also won a large deal, as well as the income and revenue seems to have increased a lot. Let's take a focus on the charting pattern. Yeah, with ACC we can see that there was a kind of a moderate news, but the charting pattern seems to be in positive. But for LTI, the news were in positive, but the charting pattern seems to be showing as a negative sign. This is because the volume doesn't support. We have to take care of the news as well as the volume, which helps a lot in predicting the chart patterns. So even though the news seemed to be good, The charting signal, like it has already started its decline on 18th of April itself, even though the bulls have started to fight. Bear took over the market, and there was a reverse kind of a trend that has been followed, and it's a reversal hammer, and the shooting star seems to be a bit down over here. So that is the reason for the downtrend, and the market today on 21st of April there was a decline like 1.81 percentage, 93 rupees it got down. Let's take a look at the fundamental analysis of it. We can see that the numbers seems to be good. Stock P is at 38.8 and ROC at 35.7, and it has more pros than cons. Despite the good numbers, the technical pattern seems to not help in trend of the stock. So this is with LTI, and if you take a look at the HBL Power System, the Banyan Tree Growth Capital offloaded, that is the unloaded 2.55% equity stake in the company via open market transaction. So let's take a look at the technical analysis of the same. The news came on 20th April morning, and the volume has also supported it well. To confirm that, we have to wait for the next day, and that is for the today. Even more, the volume has supported a lot, and currently the stock is trading at 72.60. If you take a look at the monthly chart, we can confirm like whether it is an uptrend or downtrend. In February it was in downtrend, and in March the bull started to take over the place, but in April it still more takes over. So it seems like it is a positive sign in the technical side, in the technical aspect. Even in the technical side it stays as a strong buy. So when we take a look at the fundamental analysis of sales and its operating profit margin, we can say like the stock P is good and the ROC is a bit low. It has more pros than cons. Debt and debt free, it is a good sign. They are doing a healthy dividend payout. Poor sales growth, that is the only reason there was a change in ROCE and low return on equity. Yeah, the sales growth was poor when compared with the previous years. So fundamentally it's kind of a 70-30 call, and technically the stock seems to be in uptrend, so that is a good sign, and the volume also supports well. So whenever there is a uptrend kind of a signal, we have to check over the volume. Without checking over the volume transaction, we couldn't come up in a point like whether the stock price would go a long or a short. So that is what a call we have to take. We have to consolidate the news, the fundamentals, and the technical patterns. With all the three, if we have a good approach and good sign over there, then it is a sure shot that we can predict the numbers. And the next stock is Benares Hotel. So now recently the hotel sector seems to be trending a lot, as because it is a revenge of the COVID. There were severe lockdown over there, and there were no chances of traveling. So the hotel sector seems to be down now. The restrictions have been lifted out, and we could see the profit in most of the hotel sectors. So the Benares Hotel, if you take a look at the stock pattern, yeah, it is a monthly chart, and even for the April, even for the March, they have started to give the good signals, and April has confirmed it. Currently the stock is trading at 2341, and if you take a look at the day wise chart, we can be still more clear that today the stock has performed low, but the bulls seems to be fighting a lot. We can see over these days. Even though the bear market was there, the bulls is constantly striking over it. Even you could see that for yesterday, it was ended at 2410, but today the high was at 2479, which means like there were some bulls that has, even though it is bleeding, it has been fighting a lot. So that is one good sign about this Benares Hotel. And if you take a look at the fundamental analysis, they are trading at 2358 and market cap of 306. Stock P is a bit high and ROC is in range. Debt free, expected to give a good quarter. The only con is they are delivering a poor sales growth. So this is the reason there might be some fluctuations over there. And even you could see that the volume seems to be a bit down over the past few days. The volume is not at all supporting over the past few days, and we have to take a consideration, like whenever the earnings has been announced, there would be an increase, a steep increase in stock price. But post the earnings, the news would start to play a better role. So this is how the stock price and patterns would get reflected based on the news as well as on the trend basis. The next stock is Insecticides India. You could see that there was a big bump, a big gap over there. It has moved over till this, but the most of the transaction was between this on 18th of April, and on 21st of April the market high was it started off with the high market, and today it was low, but it has been a high market over when compared with the yesterday. So we could see that even though the bulls are trying to pull down the stock price, the bears are the bears are trying to pull down the stock price, the bulls are keep on fighting over it. So let's take a look at the monthly chart and we can confirm that whether it is true or not. So as you can see, like on 1st April, when compared with February, March seems to be it started off very low, but April has confirmed that we are starting to fight it. So, and also like when we take a look at the fundamental sides of Insecticides India, these are good numbers. Market cap of 1491 and stock P is 14.0 and ROC at 14.8, but there are no pros. That is the reason for the fluctuations over here. The company has delivered a poor sales growth and might be capitalizing the interest cost. The dividend payout has been low. The company sees a profit, but it's not sharing with the dividend. So that is kind of an insight that we need to take care. The company doing good, but they are not paying out dividend. So let's focus on the next stock, Punjab and Sindh. So you could see that the SREI Infrastructure Finance with outstanding dues seems like there are some debts and dues over with the company. And so when we take a look at the technical pattern of Punjab and Sindh Bank, it is trading at 16.75, and it is kind of in a cyclic pattern, but the volume seems to be not supporting a lot. But so whenever there is a false news, like a negative news, but the volume seems to be not supporting, then we should wait for a right time to hit and enter into it. So if you take a look at the fundamental analysis of Punjab and Sindh Bank, so it is trading at 16.8 and it has a market cap of good numbers, and stock P and ROC are not in range. We have only two pros. The promoter holding has increased, but many cons. They have delivered a poor sales growth and low ROE and contingent liabilities of 7,100 crores. So this is with Punjab and Sindh Bank, and the next stock is Mahindra Lifespace Developer. So if we take a look at the technical pattern of the same, yeah. So it is a day chart, and what they have mentioned is the company subsidiary Mahindra World City Developers has received a 100 crore income tax notice. So they are doing good, but they are not paying the taxes. That would be an impact on stock price as well. And the amount included interest of 43 crore against the return of income filed for the assessment year 2016 to 17 by Mahindra World. So the long back, what they have left over the dues that has impacted the stock now. So you could see that on March the bulls were fighting a lot, but in April, due to these issues, as the financial year gets over end, the income tax department started to track down over the numbers, and they have reported it, and which in turn it has affected the stock market over here. So the decline, we have seen that the bulls is not fighting a lot, and the bears have taken over the control. So this is the technical analysis for Mahindra Lifespace Developer. Let's take a look at the fundamental of it. If you could see that the stock P is not available, and ROC negative, and they have very less pros, and the cons. Even the fundamentals seems to be not supporting a lot. The Reptar days has increased a lot. So this is one of the main reason that the for pulling down the stock to a lower level. So this is with Mahindra Lifespace Developer. I hope for 20th of April the stocks and news insights would be cleared for everybody. Let's focus for today. That is on 21st of April. But the money control team has provided this yesterday night itself at 10:20 p.m. Let's take a look at the stocks and news and see whether it matches with the patterns of what I have explained before. So you could see that Tata Elxsi, the design and technology service provider, clocked 39% year-on-year growth in profit. So if you the profit seems to have increased, and the revenue has also increased, and they have backed by strong double-digit growth in transportation, media, communication, and healthcare segments, and earned before income tax has been grew by 32%. When the company grows, the tax slab would also get improved, and they have to pay the tax on time. So let's take a look at Tata Elxsi's market performance today. Even though the March at the month of March, the stock is the bulls have taken over the market when compared with February. We have some less stock and price due to the decrease in volume support. But you could see that when we take a look at the day-wise chart, today the market has improved a lot by 96.15, that is improved by 1.23%. Here you could clearly see that on 11th of April it was trading at 8.7, and at 18th of April it was trading at 8.1, and yesterday it was trading at 7.6, and now it has boomed a lot till 7.9. So which means like the bulls have started to take over the market, and even the volume seems to be a bit low, but there are some bulls that has been struggling a lot to fight over the bears over there. And let's see this would get confirmed by tomorrow or not. When the stock price goes up, then it is a confirmation from the technical side, like the stock would surely has catch up the uptrend or not. So this is with Tata Elxsi. And let's move on. Persistent System. Kotak Mahindra Mutual Fund bought additional equity shares on the open market transaction. So they are interested in buying the shares of Persistent System. So if we take a look at it has been in downtrend for a few days, but Kotak has seen some kind of positive or insider news within the Persistent System, and they have found some pattern over it, and they have bought an extra shares. Even though they have bought it, the market seems to be a bit low. The bears have taken over the market. The bulls are still fighting it. We have a good number of percentage increase for today. Let's see if the uptrend, if the downtrend would get stopped and the uptrend would get continued or not. So as you can see, like it is in downtrend now, it would go like this, and there would be an uptrend confirmation by tomorrow or by next week. So if you take a look at the fundamental analysis of Persistent, they have a good stock P and ROC. They are having a good market cap, and it's almost debt free, giving a good quarter, and they are paying the healthy dividend. And company's median sales growth is 17.45 of last 10 years. The only con is the stock is trading at 9.91 times of its book value. Fundamentally, it is supporting, and if the volume gets supported a lot, and the earnings are nearing, so that there will be a steep increase in price of the Persistent System on the particular day, on 27th of April, the earnings will be announced, and there will be an increase in price. The news seems to be a bit positive, so we need to wait for it and see if the stock price would go up or not. And moving upon Infosys, yeah, there was a big gap over here, as you could see, like which is a great sign, like it took to catch up the uptrend or downtrend, and when compared with yesterday, it has confirmed that it has kicked off its uptrend, I believe. Let's focus on the news. The blue chip IT company has completed the acquisition of Germany-based digital experience and marketing agency. So they have there was a merger and acquisition scenario over with Infosys. So we can expect some positivity with the Infosys stock price. There will be a lot of correction over it, but it is of a positive correction. If you take a look at the fundamental analysis of the same, you could see like we shouldn't be focusing on this because Infosys is a good big IT sector. They are doing good sales over there, and company is also debt free and has a good ROE, and they are maintaining a healthy dividend payout, which is very much important. Not only the company should be growing, the investors and the traders, the shareholders along with the Infosys should be growing along with them. So the sales has improved a lot, and yeah, fundamentally it is strong, and you could also see that there was a decline in volume, the transaction, but I hope the volume are in green. Despite red on 19th of April, there was a the volume has picked off. There was a multiple transaction over it. We need to wait for one more day to see if the uptrend gets continued or not, so that this cycle would get ended over here and it would start its uptrend. So this is with Infosys. Let's focus on the next stock, Ambalal Sarabhai Enterprise. So let's see about the company sector. So it is engaged in manufacturing and sale of pharmaceutical. So if you take a look, first thing that I could see that the volume is not bit supporting. There was a decline in volume, and at only at this pace the volume has supported, and that has reflected the stock price over here. And what's the news is about it got permission to manufacture and sell a particular drug, a viral load kit, as an vitro diagnostic from Central Drugs Standard Control Organization. It is a positive sign, and CoSara is a joint venture of subsidiary of Ambalal Sarabhai Enterprise and Co-Diagnostic Incorporation of USA. So seems to be like there's a bit positive news about the Ambalal Sarabhai Enterprise. Let's take a look at okay, I have already loaded it. So the market cap is a bit low, but the stock P and ROC are in range. So okay, then it has reduced debt and delivered a good profit growth, and it is not paying out a dividend. So as I said, like, a company is not paying out dividend, but it's reporting repeated profits. It has poor sales growth over the past 5 years. Tax rate seems to be low, and earnings include other income. So they are earning a lot. They are not paying out dividend, and they are not paying the tax as well. Something kind of a fishy thing happening within the balance sheet. So that is the reason. If you take a look at the monthly basis of the stock, I'll just delete. Yeah. So there was a steep down at the month of June last year, and once again there was a down trend in February. But the market has a bull market has pushed over here in March and April. Fundamentally, there were some missed corrections over there. We have to wait for even though the stock price is trading at 37, we shouldn't be taking a call at over here, and we have to wait for another month to see if the stock price is going up or not. And Everest, so subsidiary EKC International has entered into a joint venture agreement with Dr. Mohammed Saad Eldin. The company intends to become the market leader in CNG cylinder manufacturing in the Middle East and North Africa. So they want to become the prime leader over in these regions, and they have set an objective to achieve by 2026. So let's focus on, so this is the monthly chart. Let's focus on the day wise to be clear that what it has been doing. So recently the stock has a downtrend, but here after this news we could see that oh no, the volume is not supporting over here. There was a bit steep decrease in volume. You could see that the transaction seems to be less, and also it is in red. So there were multiple sellings over here than buying of stocks. You could see that only for today there was a green candle over here. You could see that. So we have to wait for another 1 or 2 weeks to see if this cyclic or whatever be the pattern that they are in would get break and the stock price would move up a lot. So if you want to see the fundamental analysis about Everest Canto Cylinder, the market cap is good, stock mean ROC are good, pros they have a reduced dip and expected to give a good quarter, delivered a good profit growth. The stock is trading at 3.08 times of its book value and low ROE. Fundamentally it seems to be good, but I prefer we have to wait for another day or week to see for the stock price to go up or not. Once again, these are all for educational purpose. I am just showing some of the signals and patterns over here, but I am not a certified financial advisor. I just look with the key points that other investors and traders would be doing. So it's kind of a disclaimer to the subscribers who are listening to my video. And if you focus on the Atal Auto, yeah. So the company joined hands with Valeo and Honda Power. It is also an merger and acquisition kind of stuff. The main reason is for electrical vehicles with battery swapping solution. Currently the trending and moving topic is the EV sector. So it is of a good news, and if you could see that there was a huge bump in volume which has supported a lot in the stock price, and they have improved a lot by 11.73% over the last few days. So it is of a good sign. If you take a look at the monthly wise chart, okay, yeah. So by March there was a steep decline when compared with the February. The bulls has been dropped down by the bears, but in April the bulls are fighting against the bears. So we have to, the monthly chart says that we have to wait for next month to see if the uptrend gets continued. Then we will be in this section of buying the stock purchase, and the stock price would go up. And if you could see the fundamental analysis, stock P is not available and ROC in minus, and debtor days has improved from 43 to 29, which is a good sign, but it has delivered a poor sales growth. So we have to wait for another quarter to see if it supports the uptrend or not, because fundamentally it has some complications. So moving up on to the next stock is ICICI Securities. So the consolidated profit grew by 3.3 and year on year to 340 crores. And revenue grew by 20.6%, led by an increase of interest in income and income from services, again on fair value changes in treasury segment and other investment portfolios. If we take a look at the technical analysis on the same, the stock is in downtrend over the months, and if you could see for the day basis, there was a heavy selling pressure over here. So the stock still in downtrend, and it continues to be the downtrend, and there was a good and clear signal that the bears are still pulling down, and we have a steep decrease over here. If you take a look at the fundamental analysis on the same, even though there are good numbers over there and good pros, the technical pattern not seems to be supporting a lot. And they've been paying a good dividend and expected to give a good quarter, deliver a good profit growth, good ROE, and maintaining a healthy dividend payout. So we have to wait for the right time, and if the technical analysis supports a lot in giving a good signal about uptrend, then we can surely enter into this. So even the technical says that strong sell and the analyst says that buy. So technical pattern seems to be bit low. So that is what it's all about. So this is with the stocks news sector that the money control used to provide on daily basis. Any analysis either in technical or with a fundamental perspective, owning a stock is a bad choice. So that's what I'm just trying to convey with this video. So I hope you all got some fair knowledge about this trade setup. I hope you all have got some fair knowledge over it. I'll come up with another interesting insights and patterns on stock as well as mutual funds. So stay notified for more data.